Hello, welcome back to Friday Mic On, which is a platform where we call students to give out their opinion about certain themes. And I'm your host today, I'm Carl. And the theme for today is production, the untold story. And we have a few guests from UTeM TV crew itself. Don't forget to grab your snacks and drinks, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, and this is one of our guests, which is from our UTeM TV crew itself. Would you mind to introduce yourself?
Oh yes, thank you, Carl. Is it?
Yes.
I'm Kamarun Nizam bin Kamaruddin, and people here call me KNK. I'm from FKEKK, and I'm the ex-producer of West the Coffee, not the producer anymore.
Okay, KNK, what would you want to talk about today?
Oh yeah, Carl. I would like to talk about my inspiration and drive in producing. So initially, I wasn't a producer. I was just a mere host. I didn't have any other position. Even when I was a host, I didn't really was tied into any segment. So I was a nobody.
A nobody.
And one day I got a call from
Mysterious person.
a mysterious person. I won't expose them. When I got a call, they suddenly said that, okay, so KNK, you will have to be a producer to this new segment, and you have to think about what you're gonna call the segment, and you have to plan what the segment will be about.
The bond of new segment.
The bond of a new segment. I'll let you know what segment that is in 1 minute. Well, so I was nervous because I didn't even host a single segment, and suddenly I have to be a producer. I didn't have any motivation to be the producer at that time. Well, either way, I just had to build up the courage and actually meet these people for the first time. These people that I've never met before for the first time. And interact with them, have meetings with them on about the segments. So these are like the first time. These people are like the seniors, for my seniors in UTeM TV. So I was talking to one of the members of UTeM TV one day on what to call the segment. We already have this draft, and one day I just thought, okay, so all talk shows have coffee, so we don't want to serve coffee. So maybe we will call it Where's the Coffee?
You was asking, where's the coffee?
Where's the Coffee? Hence, I became the ex-producer.
But you are still the founder of the Where's the Coffee.
You can say that proudly.
Proudly.
But Carl, you can say that my drive to be a producer, initially I didn't have any motivation, like I said earlier. But subconsciously, I had this interest in media. Let's say in our houses, our parents sometimes would watch TV3, Awani. These are like news stations. But news stations have their own shows, have their own segments.
Yes.
From time to time, according to their schedule. I had this interest on how do they produce these segments, the creativity behind it. Because if you see Awani, for example, Awani has its news. It has 7:30 news. It has this talk show session with special peoples on special occasions.
Yes.
It has afternoon news. It has another segment, or like an info segment, or like a sports info segment.
Yeah.
In between, it has this show called Gear Up. If I'm not mistaken, that's from Awani too, where they explain about cars. So I had this curiosity on how the producers of these segments come up with that idea. And the moment that I got to know that I am the producer, I just thought that, okay, so I was curious about this for
a long time.
For a long time, so why not I just implement it? Hence, I was a fan of talk shows like Ellen, Steve Harvey. So you can say that's another drive, because I really love talking without a script. Like I am right now.
Being spontaneous.
Very spontaneous. I like to be interactive with people. I don't like to put them on the spot like a formal interview. I also want people to interact with each other, because let's say, not to say I'm based on race, but mamak guy, mamak restaurant. What do you do in mamak restaurants? You just have like a few teh tariks, coffees, and you just chat with each other. The coffee would be like still full for 2 hours, but you would still be talking. The talk would be more interesting than the coffee.
The coffee will be from a hot coffee, it will be cold.
It will be cold. It will be ice cold. So that is the concept that I brought into Where's the Coffee, I would say, because the idea of people watching a bunch of people actually just talking with each other, interacting with each other on things that are relatable with other people. So I want to make people happy. I want to make people relate to stuff. That drives me in actually go further with Where's the Coffee. So every time when I used to be the producer, every time there's a new episode, I would come up spontaneously. Let's say we have to record at the end of the week. Starting of the week is when I suddenly get this idea what we can talk about. What is relatable to students in UTeM? What are students talking about, or what's the gossip right at the moment, and how a few students interacting with each other can relate to it. So when the viewers relate to that, they would actually enjoy watching that kind of talk show. Because you see Ellen, Steve Harvey, they have a huge fan following. They have a huge viewers count. It's mainly because most of their content is relatable, either relatable or funny. I wanted to do both,
but you combine it both. So
if you've been following up Where's the Coffee until their latest episode, the producers might change, the crew might change, but Alhamdulillah, so far the goal, the concept of Where's the Coffee hasn't changed, and I'd say I really hope that the concept doesn't change and Where's the Coffee still stays as
what you did,
what vision I had back then, and I hope it continues for a longer time. So yeah, that's it from me, Carl. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, that's all from KNK today, and we'll be right back with another guest. So don't go anyway. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back to FM again, and this is our another guest from UTeM TV crew itself also. And would you mind to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Duan Hedlon Martin. I am the producer for Where's the Coffee, and I'm going to talk about the topic of the pros and cons of producing.
The pros and cons of producing. So, what are the pros and cons of producing?
So the pros and cons, I would say, is more towards pros than actual cons, because I don't think I have learned anything, or I don't have haven't faced any real cons actually. So for the pros, of course, I've learned a lot, and even got someone got angry at me for a lot, so I learned from them. So of course, for my pros, I've learned a lot of things, mainly in the form of scheduling or something about that. Also skills such as controlling people. Well, that sounds wrong, of course, but that sounds wrong.
It's not controlling.
But I mean controlling in a good way, you know. Okay.
It's like directing.
Direct. He gets it. So, those are mostly the skills that I've learned along my way as a producer in Where's the Coffee. So, for cons, there's nothing really that's unique about the cons. Of course, there's added stress into it. Being a student, a full-time degree student, and at the same time a producer for a talk show, sounds quite stressful. And is stressful.
It is stressful.
So that's one of the cons there. Let me talk about the pros again. So
Because there's more pros than the cons.
Yeah, of course. So in the pros, I think one of the biggest pros that I've gotten from producing WTC is, of course, meeting a lot of people. Before this, I'm actually the writer for WTC, so I didn't actually meet a lot of people.
You didn't get the chance to meet the people.
No, I didn't want to meet the people.
You didn't want to meet the people, so
it happens. So when I was producing, I met a lot more people, more than I can handle, of course. So one of those people is my own tech team, of course, my tech team, my production team, or whatnot. Team from other segments such as FMO and online radio or something. Yeah, so I've met a lot of people, knew a lot of characters, interesting characters to say the least.
Yeah,
So-
interesting characters.
So what have I actually learned from them? So as I've mentioned before, I've learned a lot of people skills from it.
Those skills, yeah.
Yeah, so this comes from part of the meeting a lot of new characters, you know?
because you are from a writer to a producer, right?
Yes, it is a very big shift in responsibility actually. So just before this, I was writing scripts for like one episode every month, and I'm suddenly trying to make a whole new episode. So yeah. So one of the alright. So I've mentioned like meeting other people before this. So of course, I can't possibly say about meeting other people without mentioning the guests.
Yes.
I've met a lot of interesting guests. Like from our first episode, I've actually met someone who's like 28 years old,
Oh,
and actually a first year degree.
first year degree
So I was like, what?
It's kind of
So,
shocked.
yeah, it's kind of rare, you know.
Yeah.
It's really rare opportunity to meet someone like that.
Uh-huh.
So of course, that's one of them. And also, not to mention, there's a lot of other types of guests, like being a producer in the sense, and like watching your whole show evolve, you know, from
From one thing to another.
from one idea, and also the stress that comes from it. Like for example, a problem that happens like a few days earlier,
Uh-huh.
will suddenly produce a domino effect of somewhere and creates like a huge explosion, especially when you're trying to do the live stream.
Yes.
The live stream is the most stressful part, pre-recording. So I think I didn't spoke a lot already. So I'm just gonna say something to end it all off. So one of the biggest pros I felt from producing WTC was that I managed to compile all my ideas, compile all the people I needed to, like different characters and all that I've set up before, and met this awesome guests. All are unique, have their own ideas.
Yeah.
You know, I actually also make the script for each of our episodes. So when I create a question, something really generic, such as like, what are the biggest challenges in university or something like that, I expect them to say studying. You know, I was like, okay, they're just gonna say studying. It's going to be really short, simple topic. And then they suddenly went on a 10-minute ramble about relationships.
Wow.
So I was like, damn, this is really deep. I should look into it more. So that's one of it.
That's not what you expected.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never expect their answers. So and that's what's awesome about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, to end it all off, producing has its pros and cons, of course, but the pros clearly overweight the cons. I mean, and if you manage to see through it, your whole ideas and your whole guests compiling together, grouping together, it becomes this really
Interesting.
not interesting but more beautiful thing that I could say.
It's like a child you're born.
Yeah, it's like a child, and at the same time the demon spawn, because there's some chaos in it somewhere, but somehow it all works out. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, that's all from Dwayne for today, and we'll be right back for another guest from UTeM TV crew again. Okay, we'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to FMO again, and this is our third guest for today. And would you mind to introduce yourself?
My name is Satisha Alisa Miti Hariman. I am from FTKEE and I am the producer of UTeM TV's online radio.
UTeM TV online radio. So, Hatrisha, what are you
Yes.
going to talk about today?
I'm going to talk about my journey with my online radio game.
So, your diary on about online radio.
Yes, online radio. As you can see right here, this is my technical team. Also one of the hosts.
Hello.
This is online radio's technical team. You can see in the poster very high there. There's Carl and there's me.
I don't know if you can see it.
But yeah, so being the producer of online radio is really fun because like everyone in the team is very very cool, very very fun. The first time I was appointed to become a producer, at first I didn't want to be the producer
Why you don't want to be a producer?
because I was like so comfortable being the host till like one day madam was like, "Hi, why don't you become the producer for online radio since you always wanted to do on radio, right?" And then I said, "Can I just be the host instead?" Because I'm not good at doing producing, but eventually a lot of people who has experience guided me, met all of the advisors guided me, and the past producers also guided me to become the producer I am today. But it is very hard for me. You can ask Carl.
I can vouch you for that.
Because like I personally don't have a lot of connections with people. Yes, as you can see, I am internet neat, so it's very hard for me to communicate with people other than from my comfortable zone.
Circle,
Yeah, so finding the guest was hard, but then thanks to the cruise, I've managed to find around 12 guesses, and we also have a upcoming special episode coming on. So now we successfully have 15 episodes.
15 episodes.
Yes! Which is and you guys have to watch the episodes. Anyways, from finding the guests to looking for ideas, finding ideas, it was very hard for me as the initial plans was not synchronized with what I want to try to do. But then again managed to we did great, although everything was last minute because I'm very bad at time management, very bad at scheduling, very bad at planning. But luckily my crews were there, so they were the ones who like helping me and remind me like, "Oh, we have a recording today. Oh, do you have like the next episode's topic, blah 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 whatsoever." So yeah, it was fun and it was hard, but then in every rainstorm there's going to be a rainbow. So
Yeah. So behind the scene, what are something that you can tell to the people that they don't see every day?
behind the scene,
Behind the scene.
actually, this is what everyone don't know. We have a student cover in every episode. So if you guys wanna like to sing or showcase your talent, you can come by to the studio the next time you want to come in every after online radio's episode. But behind the scenes, every time we finish recording, we always have a karaoke session. We will always do something fun, and that's how we kind of bonded.
Yeah.
As we like showcase our talent in front of the camera, although no footage recorded, but still we were like trying our best to
If there are any
have
footage,
fun.
you will be deleted.
Yeah, we did it straight away. Oh yeah, there's this one story where Where's the Coffee wanted to record, but since we have a lot of footage of us playing around and do a karaoke session, while recording for student cover, the memory card was full. So they were like, should we like delete all of the footages? And I was like, delete lah.
You have to sacrifice something for us.
Yeah, but that's that. And sometimes the behind the scenes also not pretty, but let's not talk about that. But still, again, every behind the stars a rainbow. So thanks to the little bit of conflict, we bonded well as we understand each other well.
Okay, that's all for Trisha today. And we're gonna have to take a break after this, so stay tuned again.
in my country, in my heart, in a fantasy. Looking through for the verity. Come and see, you got what I'm thinking. 31st of August, here come the history. 7 tons of all the crowd, shout out their victories for fall and rise the world. Mordecai, Millicent's rounding in my head all day long. To got a whole peaceful country, just and blood, they fell alive. For I can go and save the country from the common. So we stand each other and we close up to save them. We load up the soul with the passions and those deep. Help out the young one way. Remember the patriot family. There's a dumb codes in the movies. Show pieces of safe home countries. Bloods on the ground, bloods to the down. Flash of the run of magazine. Gotta kill the enemies for the sake of families or narratives. Yeah, who's on the list? Who got nobody? Stay strong for the living so I can say there's peace in my country, in my heart, in a fantasy. Looking through for the verity. Come and see, you got what I'm thinking. 31st of August, here come the history. 7 tons of all the crowd, shout out their victories for fall and rise the world. Mordecai, Millicent's rounding in my head all day long. To got a whole peaceful country, just and blood, they fell alive. For I can go and save the country from the communists.
Alright, welcome back to FMO again, and this is our guest that you have seen just now, and this is the Q&A session that we're gonna talk about, and we have compiled a few questions for you guys to answer. So the first question is, what do you think you want to produce after this, and is there any plan you will do in future segment for UTeM TV? So anyone want to take the answer?
I would give to the current producers.
Okay, do it. Let's go.
I don't want to produce. Okay, so right. So to be completely honest, I don't think I will see myself as a producer next semester. But if the opportunity arises for other segments that I am like really interested in, then maybe I will try my hand in it. But if I am like going to explain what type of segment that is, that will be more towards maybe like creating dramas or writing something story wise, not a talk show.
Not a talk show.
So that's gonna be all for me.
So how are you, Kenny? Do you want to produce anything in the next time?
I guess the viewers would know that they rarely see me this semester, and yes, I wasn't a producer. I'm literally useless this semester. So if I get a chance to produce for any new segments or any existing segments, I would gladly gladly be the producer.
So you're gladly to be producer. Is that what you had? Do you have any plan for the future segment of UTeM TV?
I have a lot in mind, but just because I don't know which one to choose yet, but maybe a little bit more podcasting and more on doing prank calls to people, to the UTeM students out there. So yeah, if there's likewise, if there's like any other segments, any ideas that you can give me, just hit me up and I'll be gladly to do it too.
See, that's a lot of great ideas for the next segment of UTeM TV, if there is, inshallah. Okay, we're going to the next question, which is, can you tell us more? Can you tell us if there are any conflict conflict in your producing when you are producing?
Conflicts?
Conflict.
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 We
And
do have conflicts.
and what do you every production have conflicts. And what do you do to solve them? Then does it work?
I walk out of the room.
You walk out of the room. Does it work though?
Yes, most of the time.
Why? Because
Usually I'm the one who starts the conflict, so
okay, problem
Okay,
solver.
problem solved.
yep. Take out the trash.
Okay, how about you two?
I will say, so for every segment, I think there's bound to be some conflict there. I think the best case, the best approach to it is just approaching it straight on rather than like shoving it under the carpet or something. So
I can see you doing steers right now.
I'm not crying. Okay. So basically what I'm trying to say is that my approach to solving a conflict in my own segments is by just approaching them rather than like being quiet about it. So yeah, that's from me.
How about you, Trisha?
I talk it out. Talking in the group chat is not gonna help. I ask them to meet me. Just come and meet me. What's wrong? What's your problem? Yada yada. But we made it.
You were gonna meet them face to face.
Yes.
That's sort of problem.
It's why we solve it with karaoke session.
That works too.
That works too.
That works.
But you just walk out.
Yeah, I mean, I would walk out and they would.
No.
Oh.
Finito. You already said you walk out, you took out the trash, done. Don't copy my approach. But you can copy my approach though.
Okay, we'll go to the next question. Okay, can you share with us about where you needed to change your producer styles to accommodate a team? I'll go to Dwayne first.
Me first. I think that I'm like the least qualified person to say something because I've produced for like one segment.
But you're still a producer.
Yeah, okay. So based on my team, did I try to change? I didn't think I tried to change anything. I just tried to create a new one because for me before this, I've never produced anything before. So I just tried to create something out of nothing basically.
Your predecessor is watching you.
Oh,
As you
yeah,
answer the question.
I think he's supposed to go next.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you are going to handle producing again after this, so what are you gonna change?
I guess nothing on the concept of any segments, I guess, because as far as I observe all segments, I guess all segments are doing fine. If I were to change, probably how we execute the plan of every episode. So some episodes, like the process in what happens behind the scene of every episode. What actions do you take? What does the technical team has to do? And the workflow, maybe it has to be a bit neat.
Future director, let's go. Vote KNK for future director, guys. Hashtag vote.
Okay, Trisha, what would you change
I don't think I have to change
for the
anything.
future of your segment?
Yeah, I don't think I need to change anything. Maybe like change a little bit of like this time maybe we have guests. Maybe next time we're gonna do it with crews.
Maybe.
Maybe. And then I don't know, it's all about myself I guess because my crews are very good. It's like me. I'm the problem.
She's still the producer, but she's talking like that.
I wonder who's the crew.
Wondering. Okay, that's all for the answer for this question. Or do you have any add-on?
Add on, director, add on.
Seriously, I have nothing to add on, but I guess if you want me to add on, I would just say that I hope we go further for the upcoming few times. Maybe you won't be the producer for next semester. Maybe you won't be the producer for next semester. We won't know.
I want to be the host.
We won't know who would be the next producers. But I really hope that we go on for a longer period of time for upcoming semesters. We go on successfully. Okay, so that's it for me.
You too? Do you have any add-on?
Basically what he said, but like
But like
Okay,
simpler.
simpler. Yeah.
Don't cry, dude.
Why am I?
If you zoom in the camera,
Yeah,
you can
basically,
see
I have
his
nothing
face.
to say basically.
Yeah, let's just hope that UTeM TV's future will go brighter and brighter and brighter.
Don't go moody. We have another question yet.
What?
It's not ending yet, but we have a lot. We have.
Why would you ask us to add on?
Yeah.
It looks like you are. Everyone have something to say about the question, so I just ask.
Go ahead with the question.
Yeah, next question.
So next question is, give us on E-word what you think that
E-word?
a words that start with E that come first when you heard production tips.
What?
A word that starts with
With
E
E.
that comes
Oh.
first.
Yeah, when you heard production teams.
Production team?
Yeah.
Oh no. You might sound weird.
Guys, can I go first?
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Early.
Early.
Always do things early.
I can see what. This is the story
Always do
about.
something early than what you expect it to be.
He's
saying
always
something
early.
that he can't relate to.
Yes.
But he's always early too.
No, he
Yeah,
said
something early.
sometimes.
Sad producer.
So you two, what was the word?
Give me some time to think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have one. Estimate.
Estimate. And what is that?
Estimate time. Don't talk for too long and don't talk too short.
I wonder who she's pointing out.
I don't know.
And don't outshine the guest.
I wonder.
I wonder who
I
that
wonder.
is.
How about you, Kenki?
I would say efficient.
Efficient.
So a producer has to work efficiently. And since you are like we are like the captain of the ship. If we don't work efficiently, the whole ship sinks.
Yes.
So
We sunk once.
working efficiently matters as a producer. That's what I think. Yeah.
That's what. Okay, everyone has their words. Okay, we're gonna move on to the last question.
Okay.
Describe your segment in one word and explain a bit why.
Okay.
Can he say a word and it?
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna start with Pat first.
Yeah.
Me, what?
Atrisha will start first, and
Alright.
then we go to Dwayne and you, or you first and then Dwayne.
Producer.
The producer and then not the producer and the successor then.
The successor.
Oh, this will be
Okay,
interesting.
Okay, Atrisha.
A podcast.
One word.
What? Podcast one word?
Podcast. You said a podcast. A podcast is two.
Podcast? No, radio.
Suddenly everybody's a grammar lecturer.
Yeah.
We have to correct people sometimes.
Radio.
Radio. And why is that?
Because it's UTeM TV online radio. So it's obviously a radio.
That's all.
It's a radio segment.
Explain a little bit.
Okay. So our UTeM TV online radio is a very cute and UTeM TV online radio is a very santai, so we call very lepak radio, as our theme is like a radio. We announce like a lot of stuff happening around the world in UTeM, and also we do podcasts.
Okay. And how about the predecessor of WTC? Or the West Coffee?
One word for
One word.
to describe the
The segment.
I would say bond.
Bond.
Ooh.
Explain.
Shush. The bond because WTC is technically drives on the bond between the host or crew members and students and the viewers, since it's relatable to the viewers.
So it seems like the predecessor and the successor is agreeing on
Okay,
this.
Dane, how about
So how
you?
about you doing?
I'm going to say fun.
Fun.
I think I've like my experience with producing WTC or something like that, and my overall view of WTC is more towards the fun side than the formal side, you know. So yeah.
Thanks to me.
Fun. He's taking credit.
Shut up!
Okay.
He's trying his best, bro.
Alright, that's all for the question for the Q&A session. And we're gonna wrap up. Do you have any last word? It's not like you're dying, but yeah, do you have any last word to talk
It's
to the
not you're
audience?
dying.
Yes.
So we hope that the future of UTeM TV again will shine brighter and brighter and brighter, and we hope that all our segments are successful and everyone in UTeM TV and engagement with the students, everyone are bonded together.
Okay, that's all for our segment for FMOs today. And yeah, see you when I see you. Okay, bye bye.